The God field entangles everything because we're all expressions of one consciousness. We're connected to each other. However, science indicates that proximity and repeated interaction activate intense quantum entanglements of the type often seen in family, both biological and chosen. Family is where entanglement becomes most activated, most intense, most undeniable, because the love force is always at work. When two particles are brought close together, they form an entanglement that persists even after they're separated by thousands of miles. I mean, doesn't that sound like your connection to the people that you call home? Anyone who shares your DNA, the people you choose, anyone and everyone who's witnessed one of your awkward phases and knows which wounds never fully healed, they're not just in your life. They're part of your nervous system. They influence your automatic reactions and the voice that narrates your internal dialogue, for better or worse. Family ripples are the most intense. You can move across the country from your family and still feel them in your being when the phone rings. You can create a new family from friends, coworkers, or people with similar interests and find yourself so deeply aware of your entanglement, that awareness bit is a bit we often miss. But you can be so entangled with these people that their joy becomes yours, their pain becomes yours, their chaos ripples through your carefully constructed calm, as your pain and chaos affect their calm in an infinite loop. This intensity of awareness is why familial love is both the most powerful force for healing and a potent source of harm. What happens in our family relationships doesn't stay within them. It ripples outward into every other connection that we have. Family love requires a profound commitment to presence, a willingness to be fully seen and to truly see others, even when it's uncomfortable. It demands a radical acknowledgement that we're all shaped by our shared history. This doesn't mean condoning destructive behaviors. It means understanding their origins and choosing to respond with wisdom and compassion. Ultimately, it calls for a courageous choice to remain entangled and to actively participate in the ongoing, evolving dance of connection. Christians often associate love with Paul's sentiment in 1 Corinthians chapter 13. It's read at weddings, it's embroidered on pillows, and posted on Instagram with sunset backgrounds. Love is patient, love is kind. But Paul wasn't writing a greeting card. He's describing the conditions necessary for maintaining maximum awareness of our entanglement, and then acting in the world with that realization. He wants us to recognize love as a quantum force, not a mere emotion. He says, love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. It does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love is patient because sustaining a clear connection in the God field takes steady practice. Love isn't jealous or arrogant because jealousy, arrogance, and other egoic tendencies create destructive interference. Love doesn't keep a record of complaints because resentment degrades our connection into chaos. Love hopes and endures because maintaining coherence through life's noise and trauma requires committed intention. Paul's not being sentimental. He's describing the practices required to keep entangled systems functioning constructively instead of destructively. When we practice love with our families, patience instead of reactivity, kindness instead of cruelty, truth-telling instead of resentment, we're training ourselves in the practices that make all other relationships possible. If we can maintain entanglement with the people who know exactly which buttons to push, we can retain it anywhere. Jesus knew this. When he says, love one another as I've loved you in John 13, he's not talking about romantic feelings or even general goodwill. He's talking about the practice of maintaining connection even when, especially when, we feel lost in space-time. Not everyone gets a biological family that can practice love. Some of us have to build our own close entanglements. Chosen family is no less real than biological family. The people we trust with our wounds, who show up when we're falling apart, who celebrate our joy without jealousy, who tell us the truth even when it's hard. Those are our people. That's our family. That's where our deepest connections live. Profound bonds are always work. Love requires consistent practice. The disciples were Jesus' chosen family, and it seems they constantly frustrated him. They missed the point of his parables. They competed for status. They ultimately betrayed him. Yet, Jesus kept practicing love anyway. Patient, kind, not keeping a record of complaints, but hoping and enduring. He loved not because the disciples deserved it, but because that's how entanglement works, especially in close proximity. My love becomes your love, becomes your family's love, becomes a world of love. Chosen families are us, consciously working within the God field. We are recognizing people whose energy patterns resonate with ours, and then actively and intentionally deciding to amplify that connection through shared love and commitment. Unlike a biological family, where entanglement occurs naturally, chosen family is spiritual discernment in action. It's about saying, your quantum state matches mine, and I'm choosing maximum entanglement with you, not by chance of birth, but through shared intention. That makes chosen families maybe the most powerful demonstration of love we have, because they're bonds we forge on purpose and connections that amplify our most authentic selves. Ram Dass said, unconditional love really exists in each of us. It's part of our deep inner being. It's not so much an active emotion as a state of being. It's not I love you for this or that reason, not I love you if you love me. It's love for no reason. Love without an object. Throughout Advent, we've thought about global hope. We've discussed the importance of darkness, so our spirituality can gestate and we can reflect in silence. And we've considered the joy of being a neighbor. But love is everything. Love asks us to face our wounds. It asks us to change patterns we didn't choose. It asks us to maintain connection with people who've hurt us, who continue to hurt us, and whom we've hurt. Love asks us to grieve our losses and build what's possible anyway. And love promises that if we do this work, if we practice love in intense, entangled, unconditional intimacy, well, then we'll discover we can create love everywhere. From one, many. From many, one. From love, everything. Amen. Our question to consider for discussion today is, how does love as entanglement transform your approach to relationships? Think about that for a couple of minutes and then get together to have a discussion.